love so much about how many years you've been in business and THE starting 36 years ago is that what a lot of people don't know is how difficult it was when we initiated our businesses. And I'd love for you to tell your story.
Oh my God, my story is unbelievable. I mean, 1970, the younger generation would never believe it. A woman could not get a telephone on her own to run a business. You needed a man, not a woman, a man to co-sign for you. You could not rent an office unless a man co-signed for you. And I was single. I mean, really, you were dating. Who are you going to ask to co-sign for you? So anyway, it was rather difficult, but we had a very lucky thing, Carol and I, happening to us, that somehow out of nowhere we were asked to be in the Honor America Committee in 1970. And there was a big meeting, and Carol and I, we got all dolled up and we went to the meeting. And next to us, of all the people was sitting Mr. Marriott. The old Mr. Marriott was sitting next to us. So he said, so girls, how are you doing? Oh yeah, we had a hard time getting a phone and we have no office and I don't know if we can help. We feel very honored, but we don't know how we can help. Oh, don't worry about it. I have one of my assistants help you to get an office. So I said, okay, that's great. Thank you very much. Sure enough, right after that, we got a phone call. And they said, there is a man by the name of Smokey Ryan. He's right on K Street. You wanted to be only on the best location, of course. And for free, we had no money. So we got an appointment with Smokey. And as we walked in, there was John Wayne sitting at the desk, big fat cigar smoking, his feet on the desk and whatever. And I thought, oh my God, look at this guy, and he was a little older, and oh God. And then he said, okay, girls, I'm getting off my chair now, let's talk. So he sat down, so he said, so what can you do? I said, I can't do anything. So he looked at Carol and said, what can you do? Can you type? And I always told Carol, never admit to anybody you can type because all you would do all your life is type. She said, I can type. I'm thinking, God, why is she saying this? And he said, and so what can you do? I can empty your trash. He said, oh, okay, well, it's not a lot, but Oh, then he said, so how much rent can you afford? And I said to him, actually, we can't afford anything, but maybe we can afford $50 a month. And he had this big fat cigar in his mouth, and he said, $50 doesn't even get you the key to the ladies' room. I said, well, that's all we can afford. He said, I give you that office for nothing. For 2 years, you better make it successful. Anyway, time passed, and we said, Smokey, so tell me, what happened? Why did you ever gave us free rent and was so nice and took us everywhere, introduced us around? So why did you ever do it? He says, well, when I was in the war, my buddy in the war died, and I had to promise him to see his father and tell him how much I loved him. So he did so. He lived in New York. He happened to be a very wealthy man. And he said to Smokey, so Smokey, what would you like to do since you're back from the war? He said, I would love to open a bar. So he said, oh, okay. Do you have a budget? Do you know what you're doing? He said, no. He said, well, make a budget, make an appointment, come back, we talk. Smokey came back, he looked it over, and he said, it's fine. I give you the money, you can start the business. Smokey was very successful, paid him back. He visited him again with his last payment. And the man said, Smokey, all that money I gave you, including interest, is in your account. And Smokey said, oh, you didn't have to do that. He said, no, I do that for my son. I'm very wealthy and it doesn't matter at all. But I have to ask you for a big favor. Whatever I did for you, please do for somebody else. So here comes Lynda. So Lynda started later on. We bought a building, Carol and I, on Capitol Hill, and we made this lovely, beautiful kind of a makeup room with a big mirror and lights and everything else. And I started Lynda off with the makeup business.
I know, isn't that incredible?
Yeah, to give makeup artists jobs, which she still does. And she started in the office.
And Dagmar did not charge a penny. She and Carol opened their hearts and were like, this, we want to do this for you. You even gave a party. Like, you even invited all the clients and gave a party. It was unbelievable. I mean,
have to keep your promises.
I know,
You know, that's
absolutely.
a lesson. You have to keep your promises. And that is very, very important. We all have to help each other, stick together, and keep whatever our promises are, keep these promises. And we did.
Right.
And when it came, what I should do with center casting, here we are.